MUSC has prepared me for my future by providing me with countless opportunities for interprofessional experiences, staying up to date with evidence-based practice, real-life interactions with patients, all to provide me with the most thorough knowledge about OT.
Obviously helping shape me into a doctor, but also really changed my approach to problem solving and dealing with people, especially in the sense of keeping an open mind.
I'm a big believer in learning by doing, and MUSC has given me the experiences to learn by do. With my patients, in the classroom, in the clinic, kind of everything that I needed to prepare for the future, they've provided me with.
Most importantly, by giving me the opportunity to really be exposed to such a broad variety of patient populations, not only thinking about patient pathologies, but also patients with diverse cultural, racial, ethnic, socioeconomic backgrounds that has prepared me to treat whatever patients I might encounter in the future.
MUSC has prepared me for the future by just staying up to date on the latest technology. I've always felt like any technology that's been released, they've done a really good job implementing it into the curriculum, so I didn't feel like when I graduate that I'm going to have to spend a lot of time catching up on whatever the latest and greatest is, because I already know it.
So MUSC has prepared us very well for going into the workforce after grad school. I'm in the occupational therapy program, and we really stress community engagement and interprofessionalism, and that has been held as a high standard throughout my 3 years here at MUSC.
When I think about how MUSC has prepared me for the future, I think back to when I was looking at where I wanted to go for residency, and one of the main things I was looking for was somewhere that took care of a really diverse patient population and had people that worked there that felt like they had a service mindset and like they had a privilege to take care of that population. And I feel like MUSC really instilled that in me and prepared me for that.
So MUSC has prepared me for my future, not only in my educational basis, but just in my clinical skills that I'll be able to take into practice with me, and in a way that it's allowed me to develop my passion for what I want to do and take it with me into my career.
It's taught me perseverance for the future, knowing that problems will always arise even after school, but as long as you're persistent for success and you do what's right, it'll never fail you.
Preparing me to become a healthcare professional outside of the classroom setting, they made sure I had every opportunity to be a part of the Charleston community.
So MUSC has prepared me for the future by giving me a lot of diverse experiences through field work, just meeting a lot of different professionals in the field through classes and different experiences. And through my capstone project right now, they allowed me to pick something I'm passionate in and gain more experience.
I think that MUSC has given me the tools to understand that occupational therapy doesn't have to just happen in traditional settings, and that's been what's so special about learning on this academic medical campus, is that you can take things outside of a clinic or outside of a hospital and really apply it there. I think that's such a special thing to learn as I go on in my career and figure out exactly where I fit in the world of occupational therapy.
By providing rigorous and diverse training opportunities kind of across the state with a vulnerable patient population.
Someone at MUSC who contributed to my success would definitely be Dr. Zoller. Supposedly he's retired, but he came back to teach a few of our classes, and he is wonderful and has been very helpful, and I will never forget that.
I got a lot of reward and sense of purpose working with some of the free clinics like 529 Meeting Street and the CARES Clinic. Dr. Kristen Adams and Dr. Anita Ramsetti really helped me foster that sense of service in medicine, and it was one of the most rewarding things I did during my time here.
A couple number of people at MUSC have contributed to my success, starting with my program director, Dr. Mann, who, when things looked like it was, impossible because I couldn't qualify for a loan, she was able to encourage me and come up with opportunities where I could be able to graduate successfully now at May. Also, Dr. Michelle Ballester has been amazing, encouraging me emotionally and just being there as a support, and I could not have done it without them.
At MUSC, I think all of the faculty I've come in contact with have all contributed to my success. Everyone's been so helpful, always just making sure that we know the information so we can be great healthcare providers. So I admire that a lot. So every faculty I've come in contact with has been so helpful.
My research mentor, Dr. Norris, but not in the way that a typical mentor sort of helps their PhD students. When I started in lab, I wanted to study a disease that was really personal and important to me, and our lab previously didn't study that. And so he was willing to sort of shift into that area of research and let me work on it for my PhD.
So I think that it would be a disservice to only recognize one person that has been vital to my success here at MUSC. All day, every day, our attendings are super encouraging and just help us to care for our patients in the best way that we can, get the experience necessary to be able to treat these patients when we leave here. So I would love to thank every single person in the dental school clinic for helping foster an oral health care professional in all of us.
Someone at MUSC that's helped contribute to my success is Dr. Coker-Bolt. She's my faculty mentor for my capstone project, and she's really helped me and pushed me to dig deeper into the project and has really helped me with my experiences.
Someone at MUSC that's contributed to my success is definitely my faculty mentor, Dr. Smith. She's been a great support system throughout all of my years here, but also generally like this last year with my capstone project.
There's several people that I think of at MUSC that have contributed to my success here, but in particular I think of one of my pre-clerkship professors, Dr. Joe Bloomer, who not only was an excellent teacher but provided an extra level of encouragement and support throughout a really challenging time as a medical student.
I think about the 25 other students in my class. I can't pick out one particular. We're a very tight-knit family, and I'll definitely remember all of them.
Definitely my peers who have just had my back through everything, and also my very first clinical instructor who really pushed me out of my comfort zone. I know I wouldn't be like the nurse I am today without her.
So my time at MUSC, what I'll remember most is the people. My classmates, the patients that I've served, the people I've been able to learn from. The people here are just truly, truly special.
The relationships that I've been able to build with both my peers and the faculty, and I'm hoping that those will be able to continue when I start my career as a pharmacist.
My nursing teachers have had a certain care and empathy that I haven't really felt at any other university or through my nursing education, and so I really felt from the beginning that they were for all of their students and wanted to promote us to being the best of what we were going to be.
I remember most the support I got here because not having my parents back home and my brothers being everywhere, MUSC, the teachers here, the directors here seem like family to me.
I will remember most the flexibility that was necessary to cope through a global pandemic. There were so many different changes and adjustments that we had to make. One time I had to do complete eye-human simulation instead of actually going to clinical, which is very interesting and actually adequately prepared me for in-person rotations.
The relationships that I've built over time with my classmates, the support system in the dean's office, and other physicians that have helped me along my journey.
The opportunity that we got to interact with our patients. From our didactic coursework to our fieldwork experiences, we got to work with patients and I got to impact their health journey and they got to impact me, and that's what I'll always remember.
The thing I will remember most about my time at MUSC will be the people and the relationships with my friends, my classmates, and the staff and faculty in the dental clinic especially.
The people that I was surrounded with, both patients, both staff, and then also the friends that I made in medical school. I'm actually hopeful to stay here for residency just because I fell in love with the patient population. I want to continue caring for them. I want to continue learning from them.
The amount of knowledge and personal growth that I have gained. When I started dental school, I knew I would be learning a lot, but I did not realize how much personal growth I would achieve.
I think what I will remember most about my time here at MUSC is the constant strive for excellence, not only in the academic and professional setting, but also in every aspect of my life.
I remember most just like the family vibe that I've gotten ever since I've gotten here. Since the first day I applied and interviewed here, it just felt like home, like a family community.
The camaraderie and the collaboration between students, as well as how the professors are always willing to help you succeed.
I think I really have two guiding principles that I want to incorporate going forward, and they were told to me by my preceptors this past year at MUSC. The first one was to be indispensable to your teammates, to your patients, to the people around you and in your community. I think that's really important as a healthcare professional. And then the second one was to learn something new every day.
My guiding principle moving forward as a healthcare professional will be to ensure that I show compassion to all my patients. I think this is really important in terms of patient care, and MUSC has done a great job of instilling that kind of value in all their students and all the faculty, and I think that will definitely be one of the biggest ones for me moving forward.
Dr. Bill Sasser taught me, you make a living by what you earn, but a life by what you give.
Put empathy first. I think that's one thing that I've learned through all my patient interactions is when I talk with my patients and see them as people, the connections that I get to build and the moments that I have in the clinic are some of my favorite, and it just makes everything worthwhile.
Going forward, my guiding principle will definitely be compassion. I think caring definitely should be the guiding principle for everyone who's serving anyone in any profession.
There's several guiding principles that we learn here at MUSC, but I think the one that's the simplest to follow in decision making is just to treat others the way that you would want to be treated. And so when I have a patient come sit down in front of me, I just really want to treat them the way I would treat my mother or my father, grandparents, my wife. I just want to treat them the way that I would want my family to be treated.
So my guiding principle moving forward as a health care professional will be to keep the patient at the center of all of my efforts and intentions.
That you're never fully dressed without a smile. I feel like that's a very important thing to remember when you're a dentist and you're fixing people's smiles and fixing their confidence and helping them improve their quality of life.
I would say my guiding principle going forward as a healthcare professional would be just to show compassion to every patient that walks in my office. I feel like you can be the smartest person in the world, but unless you show your patients that you care, then they don't trust you as much. And I feel like building rapport through compassion is really important to me as a provider.
Treat patients the way that I would want to be treated. I think that it's so important that we remember that our patients are putting their trust in us to give them the best possible care. So I think that keeping that in the forefront will help us to always treat our patients in just the best possible way.
Compassion and flexibility. The pandemic has taught me so much about flexibility and just having to approach each day with an open mind.
My guiding principle going forward as a healthcare professional is to always advocate for the patient and always advocate for patient safety.
To me, if I had to pick a couple of MUSC values, I would pick respect and innovation, because I think those are the two most important aspects of progress and moving forward as a society and within medicine.
The most important MUSC value to me is definitely compassion, and I think that a wise man once said that it's not the healthy that need a doctor, it's the sick. And so really just realizing that everyone comes to us with some sort of vulnerability and treating them, even though I can't fit in their shoes, I really just want to understand that there's more behind the story than just what's going on.
Yeah, the most important MUSC value to me would be integrity, because I feel like it's important to always stay true to yourself and the values within the healthcare system you're a part of.
Might be collaboration. I think one of the things that drew me to MUSC and being a student here is the fact that there are 6 colleges, so it's not just College of Pharmacy that I've interacted with, but also the dental and the medicine and even College of Health Professions. So I think collaboration and learning how to be a part of an interdisciplinary team has been a big part of my education here.
So the most important MUSC value, I'm going to go for a twofer, is the compassion and collaboration.
Innovation is probably the most important MUSC value to me. I think that as a scientist, innovation is something that is super important in our field.
The most important MUSC value to me as an aspiring physician and soon to be is integrity. I think it's crucial that we maintain integrity both in our clinical settings and practices as well as our personal lives as well.
The most important MUSC value to me would probably be respect. Respect to take you a long way in life, especially in a career like dentistry where you have to build lifelong relationships with your patients.
Yeah, I think the MUSC values that stand out most to me would be the compassion and collaboration. I think in a hospital setting, teams are the most important thing, especially those interprofessional teams where you can pull in all the schools, you can pull in all the people and all the minds to really focus and find what's best for your patient.
The MUSC values that mean the most to me are collaboration and respect. Working in the healthcare setting, you have to have collaboration as you work as a team, especially in the operating room, and you need to have safe patient care, and that comes with collaboration and respect for each other.
I like the MUSC value of integrity. I feel like being a truthful person is important, and I also feel like if your patients can't trust you, then the relationship might be off. I feel like if you can build that trust with somebody, then that can make your relationship with that patient go a long way.
I think that all of the MUSC values are incredibly important, but for me the most important would be respect. I think that we need to respect ourselves, our staff, our profession, our patients in order to be the best possible oral health care providers.
Definitely compassion. I think when we show compassion to our classmates, to our faculty members, to our patients, it just makes the whole experience better.
The most important MUSC value to me is definitely innovation. Throughout my process, through my 3 years, I've definitely learned to be creative and come up with new ideas to help advance the field of occupational therapy. So we've used the 3D printer, and even in my capstone project, I'm helping have a new field come into occupational therapy by advancing the use of animals with treatment.
So first and foremost, I would like to thank my family. Thank you for loving me and supporting me to this point. And another person I would like to thank is Miss Deb Causey. She was the pharmacist that inspired me to pursue this profession. I want to thank her. She's the reason I'm standing here today.
I want to thank my mom and my dad for all of their support through my entire journey here at MUSC. They were the first ones to encourage me from the day I got into MUSC to come here and to learn here. And they were the first ones to get phone calls on the big successes here and the occasional failures too. So I appreciate them through this crazy 3-year journey here at MUSC.
I would like to thank my family and loved ones for the constant support and pep talks throughout this program.
I would like to thank my parents, Tama and Kenny, for always providing guidance, support, and unconditional faith in me for success.
I would really like to thank my parents, Dale and Denise Collier, for all of their support through my dental school experience, as well as my brother, Dale Collier II. I feel like this journey through dental school has been really tough, and they've seen me at my highest, as well as they've seen me at my lows. So thank you all for being a constant source of motivation, support, encouragement, and financial freedom. Thank you.
I would like to thank my family for their unwavering support throughout this whole process. You guys are amazing, and I wouldn't be here without you.
I'd really like to thank my family, especially my mom and dad, for their support and always believing in me throughout this entire educational process. They believed in me when I didn't think that I could do it, when I didn't believe in myself. Their support and love for me was always there, so I am truly grateful for their love and support.
I would like to thank my parents, Bonnie Carmen and Wong Tron, and my sister, Emmy Tron, and my boyfriend, Rodney Hauser.
I want to thank my mom and dad for always supporting me through every decision that I've always made, and my fiance, Ross, for loving me unconditionally.
I just want to thank my family and friends for being my moral support through this long journey at MUSC.
I'd like to thank the College of Medicine for giving me the opportunity to become a doctor. I would also like to thank my fiance and my entire family and all of my friends.
I'd like to thank my mom and dad for their constant love and support over the last 3 years. I definitely wouldn't be where I am today without them.
I'd love to just thank the original Dr. Parker, my mom, who has been just a role model for me since the day I was born. You've been a great example of what it looks like to serve every person in your community and love every patient that walks through your door, and I hope that I can be half the doctor that you are.
I'd like to thank my nephew, who was born about 6 days ago. He really pushed me to get all of my work done so that I could come home and see him.
I'd like to give a big thanks to my mom and my grandmother. They're my biggest support team. We did it.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, for helping me to get this far in my educational career. You guys have been so supportive through all my education, and I just really appreciate all the advice and constant help you guys always provide. So thank you guys, love you lots.
I would like to thank my family and friends for supporting me along this difficult and rewarding journey of dental school.
I'd like to thank my mom and my dad and the rest of my family. You guys have been a part of my village since day one, and I know that you guys will continue to inspire me and help me through my career. Thank y'all.
I'd like to thank my family and friends for supporting me and helping me to put me in the position where I'm at today to graduate with the College of Pharmacy. So thank you, everyone.
I want to firstly thank God Almighty. By His grace, I'm here. I also want to thank my parents who are back home consistently praying for me and supporting me. I also want to thank my family and especially my friend Unyime Fofak. She's been amazing. She did amazing and she supported me, and I just want to say I love you. Thank you so much.
I'd like to thank my grandparents. They really instilled in me from day one that medicine is an act of service, and I know I wouldn't be here without them, so thank you so much, Grandma and Pop.
I'd like to thank my family and friends, and you know who you are, for the countless number of hours and for wiping off my tears and for being there when I have my breakdowns. I would not be here without you, and I can't thank you enough.
A special thank you to Mom and Dad. You've been there since day one all the way to today. You've been there for the tears of frustration. You've been there for the hugs of celebration. You're my biggest fans, and thank you for being a special part of my journey.
I'd like to thank my parents, Thomas and Agnes Puzak, for their help with me and my family through this doctorate program.
I would like to thank my family for listening to me on my bad days and good days. So thank you, Mom, Dad, thank you, Ashley, for listening to me and being there for me.
I would like to not only thank my professors and my friends that I've made at PT school, but I also want to thank my family, specifically my mother, who continuously supported me and was my own personal cheerleader, who was only just a phone call away to help me and remind me of all the important things that I could do here.
I would like to thank my daughter Malia for all of her support and patience over the past 4 years as her mom has had to navigate pharmacy school.
I'd like to give honor to God first, and secondly, my family, especially my husband, my mom, my dad, my grandmother, and my mother-in-law. I thank you all so much. This degree belongs to all of us.